Hi guys, it's Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Today's video is going to be a non-beauty related video. I am joining Lorraine from Elena's Makeup. She started this challenge of finish 5 books by November 5th. So it's kind of like a penning challenge, but for reading. We picked 5 books that we wanted to read by November 5th. I think that's bonfire night in England, but I don't know the significance of that holiday. So this is gonna be my third update, which is my third book that I have finished. And this book is called Reason to Breathe. It's book 1 on the breathing series by Rebecca Donovan. And I'm going to read you guys the little blurb on the back. It reads, in the affluent town of Westland, Connecticut, where most people worry about what to be seen in and who to be seen with, Emma Thomas would rather not be seen at all. She's more concerned with feigning perfection, pulling down her sleeves to conceal the bruises, not wanting anyone to show how far from perfect her life truly is. Without expecting it, she finds love. It challenges her to recognize her own worth at the risk of revealing a terrible secret she's desperate to hide. One girl's story of unbreakable cruelty, life-changing love, and her precarious grasp of hope. Reason to Breathe is the first installment in the acclaimed breathing series. So this book touches heavily on domestic abuse, specifically physical and verbal. Our protagonist here, Emma, is a senior in high school. When she was younger, I think she was like around 12, her father passed away and her mother was unable to take care of her because either she was an alcoholic or she became an alcoholic after her husband died. But she was no longer fit to care for Emma, so Emma goes to live with her brother, with her dad's brother, her uncle, and his husband. She goes to live with her uncle and her uncle's wife, her aunt, but she calls her Carol by her first name. The thing that I gave this book 3 stars out of 5. I liked it enough to keep reading it, to get through it, but I just wasn't in love with it. I don't know if it's because of the subject matter that it was, but I was very frustrated throughout most of this book. First of all, because there was no reason for the abuse. The Carol, her aunt, she kept saying that she ruined her life. She didn't do anything other than, go live with them. She was an excellent student. She was an excellent athlete, and she focused a lot on her academics and sports because she really wanted to get into a good school so she can get away from her family. So that was her focus. She was always in school or always playing sports. She was never getting into trouble. So there was really, to me, there was really no reason for her aunt to be this way. Then her uncle, I'm sure he knew. It doesn't say specifically that the uncle is aware that this is happening, but he has to know that, it's happening, that the abuse is going on, and he's, turning a blind eye on his brother's niece. She is the only thing he has left of his brother, and she chooses to pretty much, ignore the situation, and it was very frustrating to me. And then of course there's a boy, she falls in love, and that changes her. She was, of course, as any person who would be abused, I'm assuming, I've never been abused, but it scared her, but at the same time it kind of helped her like become her own. She became a little bit more, not defiant, but she started standing up a little bit more for herself, which of course got her into more trouble with her aunt, and the abuse was even worse. And this guy eventually becomes her boyfriend, and her boyfriend and her best friend know about the abuse. They eventually find out, and they do nothing about it, and that was very frustrating for me. There's somebody that I'm very close with, that I found out that they were hurting themselves, and I chose to speak up for this person. and get them the help that they needed. Yes, they were mad at me. Yes, they were angry. They stopped talking to me for a little bit. But this person got the help that they needed. And I just feel like, of course, they got over it. We get, we get along really well now. But I feel like that's something that these characters could have done for Emma, because the ending of this book, it's a series, of course, but the ending of this book it's very tough to read. It's extremely violent. Of course, it's setting up for the next book, but it was very frustrating. I was very annoyed. I was just like, for the love of God, just speak up, say something. If it's not you, then your friends, somebody say something, somebody do something to help this girl. And nobody did anything, and that's why, like I said, was very frustrated throughout the majority of this book. I will eventually carry on to the second installment of this book, but it was nothing like I gotta read it now. I think I have to prepare myself mentally to to jump onto the second one, because it's just sad and depressing, and it's, there's books where you start reading and then it gets sad and then there's resolution at the end. This is just like sad throughout the whole book. Anyway, I would not recommend this book really. If you happen to see it sometime later on, if you like to read. But this is not a book that I would be like, oh my God, you have to read it. If you read it, it's up to you, but I wouldn't direct anyone to go ahead and read this book. I have all 3 books in the series because I had seen the reviews that were so good, so I bought the whole series, so I have them, so I will read them, but like I said, nothing that I'm gonna go and there's other stuff that I'd rather read before I dive into this book. So that's it, guys. This is my small little review on Reason to Breathe by Rebecca Donovan. I hope I didn't ruin your day and depress you for these 7 minutes. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.